I think you have to carry the deer out.
I don't have gloves.
What's that say on there, Boston?
Boston Perkins.
Boston Perkins. Boston Perkins shot his first whitetail deer. What do you remember most about the hunt?
Sitting there.
Sitting, yeah. We're gonna make some deer roast beef, or maybe we should say deer roast beast. We're gonna take these 2 hams, rounds, hindquarters. They should weigh about 4.5 pounds, maybe 5 pounds each. And we're gonna turn it into some beautiful like sandwich meat or sliced deli roast beast. So in order to do that, we gotta get them cut off of here, and we're gonna mix up a special brine recipe that I love, and we're gonna smoke them, and then we're gonna slice them nice and thin. We'll have some stuff for sandwiches. How's that sound?
Good.
All right, let's get started. So Seth's taking a break on this one, but I'm gonna start by cutting off these hindquarters. But first I wanna get this tenderloin out of here. One of the very best pieces. You want any steaks or jerky out of here, Boston?
Sure.
A little bit of both, a little bit of everything. So first I pull these inner loins out. Get those out of there. And then what I want to do is pull this hind leg. So I'm going to start right here along the flank. I'm going to cut down to this ball joint. You can stay right along the bone right here. And by doing this, I don't need a saw, but I'm just going to stay right down here, get to this ball joint. Follow this bone. This bone's going to turn back in where that sirloin runs right there. I can cut that hind leg off like that on that side. And I'm just going to repeat the process on the other side. There's a second leg. Seth has to do the boning work.
Part.
So now that I have these to this point, I'm going to take this leg off of here. Essentially what I'm going to be cutting is like a Denvered leg. It's called in the industry. It still has all the muscles. Except for, I don't want this shank. So through that joint, get rid of these 2 shanks. So because we're turning this into roast beast, I'm actually going to trim off the exterior some to get some of this fat and connective tissue off before I debone it, because it's just going to be a little bit easier to trim while it's intact. Kind of holds itself together that way. Not a lot, but I just want to take a little bit of this extra stuff off of here. And then of course there's a gland in there that we're going to want to pull out as well. Of course this is all perfectly good for the trim pile. I just want that brine to work its way in there nicely. So now that we have those neatly trimmed up, there's still got a sirloin on it, which I'm going to cut off, but I'm just going to leave it on for right now. So I'm just going to go right down to the bone. You can see here's the bone, and I'm at a little bit of an angle just because of the way that the big muscle here, the inside round. I want to kind of get into that seam a little bit. So you're going to peel that back there. Our goal here is to get this bone out. So that this would be the sirloin tip that we're leaving on there. And we just want to pull that bone right out like so. And then we've got this little heel, it's called. I'm gonna go ahead and peel that out because that's gonna have that gland. See that gland right there? We do not want that to stay in there. So by taking that little heel out, plus that heel has a lot of tendon from the connecting of the leg there. So we get that gland and we get that out of there. Now that we got to this point, I don't really want to leave this sirloin on here. So I'm just going to take this pretty much straight down, just like so. So we've got a nice boneless roast, and I'm going to tie this together to keep it from falling apart. That way when we slice it, we can slice it across the grain. So that one's prepped. Let's go on to the second one. Before we throw these on the, before we do the brining, I want to weigh these two, see what we weigh. 4.85, 4.85. Hey, Seth. 4.85 and 4.85.
I got a little something for you, Boston.
Boston.
I got a little something for you, bud.
Steak.
What do you think about those?
Tonight.
So there's two of those inner loins, those deer tenderloins, and then there's two back straps. Maybe you want to chop these up into steaks. You think you'd want to do that? All right.
Thanks, Uncle Seth.
You bet.
Okay.
Well, Boston's gonna cut those.
I'll
up.
get out of the way. You want to use Dad's knife? Now let me set these over this way like this. These don't really need cut up. So we'll do one at a time. And you'll probably want to cut them about you know, like an inch and a half. Like if you think about, you know, just cut them across there. You can go slow, you don't have to go fast. There you go. Oh, proud dad moment. Oh, those look wonderful.
What you do, Boston, is get your cousin over there beside you, putting him in a package.
This cousin.
Doing a fantastic job, son. Nice and uniform. Just make sure you keep the blue part out of the way. Perfect. Now do a couple hundred of those a day and you got yourself a meat cutting job. How's that sound?
Good.
What I would love to do is use the stuffing horn and the net that we commonly use for our hams. But because that's a little harder to obtain, like the netting and the horn or whatever, I'm going to use butcher twine. What, 16 ply, 20 ply, 16 ply? 16 ply. So I'm just going to start by going right around the center. I'm going to tie one knot and then a second one. And that's going to allow me to pull this nice and tight. Not too tight, but just something to hold it in place. And then I'm going to do a third knot to hold it. I'm just going to continue this working from across my roast to keep it uniform. So if it's like in this way, it's wanting to squish out that way a little bit, so I'll tie one over here. A little Scott's hot tip too. You can cut just a little crease there for your string too if you so desire. And when I pump these with the brine, it's going to want to kind of swell up, so this string is going to help hold it in place. keep this a nice, more uniform size. And then when we go to slice it, it'll behave. Okay, there we go. We just confirmed it's an 24 ply twine, but 16 will work, 20 will work. It doesn't have to be too heavy duty for this. So now that we have these two ready, let's get our brine mixed up.
So,
Do something funny.
Okay, Bosty, come with me. There you go. It's heavy. Got that? Oh, got my glove. The key to stirring this up is I have to give you a paddling, okay? All right, so you have to provide the beast and the water and the bucket and that. But we're gonna provide 2.5 pounds of sea salt. I'm gonna be using the celery juice powder and the cherry powder as an alternative to the Sure-Cure. Now these are a 1-1 replacement, so you can put these two in or you can put this in. I'm choosing to do the natural method. I'm also going to add a touch of the hickory smoke powder because I love the flavor, and we're going to put some ranch seasoning in there as well. So let's get started mixing everything up. With a table like this, that can mean only one thing. You're gonna need some of our Bearded Butcher Blend clean spices. In fact, that's why we're in the spice business. We're commercial butchers who realized in order to have clean labeled products, we needed to come up with our own spice formulations. Now, we've got over 100 different combinations available on beardedbutchers.com, so you can go there and grab some of these unique flavors and try them yourself.
We may be commercial butchers, but we can also relate to the home user just like you, because right in front of us is a Ohio whitetail deer, and you can guarantee we're going to use some items like our famous maple seasoning to make some bacon, or our dried mushrooms to make some mushroom and Swiss. Go ahead, grab some of our DIY kits, make these at home, and share them with your family and friends. I guarantee you're going to be impressed.
So I'm adding first my celery juice powder and my cherry powder. You want your water to be nice and cold. That way your ingredients dissolve better. Give that a little stir. Now this is going to be plenty for these two roasts. I could actually do about twice the quantity here with this mixture, just because the 2.5 gallons. Alternatively, I could cut this recipe in half, cut all my seasonings in half. For the sake of this video, I'm just going to mix it up. But this would be enough to do even like at least 1 pork ham. In other words, it'll do upwards of 20 pounds of beast. So if you shoot an elk, you can use your top rounds, which I did out of my elk, moose, bear, whatever you've got there. And then I'm going to go ahead and add my 2.5 pounds of sea salt and keep stirring. So at this point, I like to add a dash or two of ranch seasoning to the brine. I'm actually going to put some ranch seasoning on over top of the roast when I go to smoke them. But I don't know, maybe an ounce or so. No real science to this. Just whatever feels good. Smells good, looks good. And then I like to do the same with the hickory smoke powder. This stuff's great just to have around because it's a natural hickory smoke powder, and the flavor is it's like Thanksgiving Day. It's just like being around a nice smoky fire, but in a great way. So I'll add about a half an ounce there, maybe an ounce. So quarter of the packet maybe. Mix that into my brine. Now that my ingredients are all blended in there, we'll use that here in a minute. Or no, we're gonna use that when we put those in the smoker. I'm gonna use a pan Just the brine's gonna squirt out of here. And I'm using this handheld injector. So you can't really overdo this. I wanna really kind of load this up internally. And because we have that celery juice powder and that cherry powder in there for our natural cures, it's gonna get this beautiful red color. Obviously the celery juice powder acts as the cure, the nitrites, and the cherry juice powder acts as an accelerant. It's ascorbic acid is what it is. So this is going to prevent any of those cure spots that this could get if you didn't do this correctly. And I'm going to do two things. I'm going to inject this roast basically in all the whole muscle, and you can kind of tell what it can handle. It'll start squirting back out when things get really full. If you ever brined a turkey or anything, you're dealing with the same scenario. Did you smell that mix, Boston?
No.
Poke your nose in there. Doesn't that smell good?
Mm-hmm.
What's it smell like?
Celery and hickory.
That's right. Celery and hickory. 5.35. 5.35. It's a half a pound, right? 4.85 to 5.35. 0.50. I think I added about a half a pound. So a little over 10% of the, whoa, just about got the old, just about 10%, which I'd like a little bit more than that. If you're going to weigh it, I'd like it to be closer to 15 to 20%, but it will absorb. So we're going to soak this in this brine. It's Tuesday afternoon. We're going to let it go until Thursday morning when we put it on. So it's going to get about a 30-hour soak in the brine itself. 4.85 plus 20% would be 5.65. Pretty close, 5.50. So that's between 15 and 20%. We're going to call that one good. Drop her in there. Get on to our next one. Look at that. See that ranch seasoning floating in there?
This is when you know you've had got enough in the.
There, fixing all issues.
Does it have ether on it?
Huh?
Does it have ether on it?
I don't know what that is.
It'll make me pass out. That's how they used to put people to sleep. So now they go to bed, and only thing left to do at this point, put them in the cooler, fridge, whatever you got, for about 24 to 36 hours seems to be the right time for us. So we'll see you when they're done. All right, time to cook our roast. These sat in the brine from Tuesday afternoon to Thursday morning. So you want to get that about 36 to 40 hours right in there. And so we pumped them, and they are going to pick up an additional amount of that brine's it's gonna basically walk its way in there. So we pumped them, and we had about 13%, I think we added, and then we're gonna add some more when it sits here. Once I've got them to this point, I like to just put a little coating, it's my personal preference, of the ranch seasoning on the outside. Just gives that little extra pop when we go to cook it. Looks pretty good to me. What do you think, Spence?
Smells even better.
That ranch seasoning is just,
As soon as you started,
makes your
putting it in
mouth
there.
water. All right, let's head out and get these on the grill. Beep, beep. Coming through. What do you think, Ava?
It's good.
Deer roast beef. Roast beast.
Roast beef.
Roast beast. Is that the drinking game for this one?
I hope it, Bobby, do we hope that it tastes like beef?
Yeah, I guess that would be the goal. Look at the action across the street, Spencer. Look at that. Buildings coming right along. Got lots of guys going on over there. Camel Construction. All right, so we're going on the Yoder YS640. This smoker's set up right now. I have it set at 150 degrees. I'm gonna go for about 2 hours at 150 degrees, and then I'm gonna step it up to 170. And I think they're gonna take probably about 4 hours. I'm gonna go for an internal of 145. So just gonna get this on the grill, get my meat probe in there. They should smoke nice and evenly up here. So I'm just going to put this probe right in the largest part of the muscle. All right, so now that the probe's in, we're going to be smoking over the Bearded Butcher's premium white oak pellets. Got a hopper full of those. Got a whole pallet full right there in the store. Unfortunately for you, if you're watching this, we do not yet have the network built for these to go to retailers, and they're just too costly to ship. We're kind of working on it, but hopefully someday soon you'll see them at a barbecue store near you. Otherwise, come to White Feather Meats. We'll sell you an entire pallet if you like. So we'll put those to bed and go do some work. Okay? Moment of truth. Ooh, look at the roast beast. These are now at 145 degrees internal temperature. They've got some beautiful color. They're dripping, so that means they're nice and juicy inside. That's going to be from that brine. 2 of these puppies looking beautiful. They've been on the grill now for close to 7 hours. I started the grill out. This one goes as low as 150. I just stair-stepped it. 2 hours I went to 170. 2 hours later I went to 190. Then actually went to 225 and then 250 to finish them off to get them to my internal temperature. Now the only thing left to do at this point is I'm going to put them in the cooler overnight, let them cool down, and then tomorrow we're gonna slice them and we're gonna get to try them, and we're gonna eat some sandwiches, and I have a special little treat planned. So into the cooler they go. The moment has arrived. These have been in the cooler overnight. They're nice and chilled. Let's go ahead and take the strings off. Now, we do not expect these to actually be like formed, like imagine like a turkey breast type thing. We only expect these strings to just kind of hold it together so it cooks evenly. So when we slice this, we're gonna have all the different muscle groups are gonna kind of show up. What do you think, Boston? You ready to try some roast beast? I did weigh these when they came out of the cooler after they chilled overnight. Combined, they weighed 7.70. So you have to bear in mind, you know, they start out at a green weight, and then we add the brine, and then we soak them, so more of the brine soaks in, but then we cook them, right? So like anything you cook, it's gonna have some moisture loss. So you know what, stand right over here, buddy. I'm gonna start slicing this, and the beautiful cherry red, delicious roast beef slices are gonna fall off over there. We're using our made with meat slicer. Thickness, of course, is up to you. If you don't have a slicer, you can use a knife. Personal preference type thing here. So let's get started. We're gonna get some of that cap off of there. Maybe a little thinner. Get a nice, I like it to be like a kind of a chipped scenario.
Man, that smell as soon as you started slicing.
It hit you? All right, Boston, let's give this a try, okay? Grab yourself we got a toast. What? He's too young to know what that means.
It's good.
Oh, that is good. Just a nice steaky roast beef flavor. Look at that color.
So would you say it tastes like beef?
I would say it tastes like beef, which I say a lot when I eat beef, but in this case, you can't even tell the difference. Oh, I'm so excited. This means that we have almost 8 pounds of roast beef, which I don't know what the grocery store price is right now, but that's a good deal. So let's keep slicing and build just get some meat, and we'll build a sandwich, and we're gonna make a steak Alfredo pizza, which you probably don't like Alfredo sauce, do you? You've never had it. It's one of my favorites. All right, let's get back to work. Hey, you know what? Look at that. Look at these. Look at these.
Oh, would you look at that? Oh, would you look at that?
Oh, look at that beautiful color that you get with that. Boston, I'm gonna have you do something for me, okay? I'm not even gonna come with you. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna give you these samples, okay? I want you to take them back to where the guys are sitting back there having that meeting. I want you to give them some samples, okay?
Okay.
Spencer, you follow him. I'll keep working.
Got some.
Wow, look at that.
Look at that.
Ooh. I will try some of that. Get in on that, Jeremy. That's good.
Grab me a piece, Sam.
Did
You do all this yourself, Boston?
Yeah. That's from your deer, too. Did you know that was from Boston's deer?
It's good. Well done.
Wow,
That's real
Make a
good.
good sandy.
that is fantastic.
I know what it is. I can't tell.
You already know what
Yeah,
it
I know what it is.
What do you think?
Is it a deer?
Let's go, she says.
Want some, Brady?
I'm good for now.
Wow. Won't even eat your little brother's deer. Mr. Big Shot over here just got his license. Can't even eat his own.
Down to just a little bit of scraps that are, which those are delicious too. That's all delicious. I'm really happy with the color, the flavor, beautiful. And because we trimmed these up the way we did, nothing else needed done once they were done cooking. Just get them out, slice them up. Beautiful. All right, now let's make some sandwiches and a pizza. Spencer asked me if I was gonna build my pizza and then put it on the grill while I build a sandwich. I said, no, I want to eat a sandwich while I build my pizza. Do you want a sandwich?
Maybe.
Do you want just meat?
Yeah.
Just meat? Why don't you put as much meat or as little meat as you would like on there? And here's your lid. Do you want any barbecue sauce? No barbecue sauce? I'm a sandwich guy. I love sandwiches. There you go, Boston. How is it? Get a piece of cheese there. Get some mayonnaise. Mayonnaise, a good sandwich. Barbecue sauce and mayonnaise. Oh yeah. This is gonna have a nice soft bite with that thinly sliced meat. Now that I'm not gonna go into a diabetic coma while I build my pizza. Isn't that good? That's what it's all about.
Finger looking good.
Whisker licking good. That's what the barbecue sauce says. It's whisker licking good. I wrote that little line. Don't sue me if you have it trademarked, please. I'm gonna start with a pre-made crust. This is something we sell here in the store. So I've got a pizza peel here. I might need some cornmeal. I think it'll be good. I think I can get it in the grill.
Trying to take Instagram stories here.
Oh, that's a lot of Alfredo. This is a steak Alfredo, one of my absolute favorites. And I'm gonna be putting Alfredo sauce, like so.
Got a pond of Alfredo sauce on there.
Can we turn off that music?
We're gonna get double sued by KFC and whoever made this music.
Hold on, quick sandwich break. And then we're going on with some mozzarella cheese. Might as well just use the whole bag. Monsterella, that's right. Then I have these fire roasted peppers and onions. Put these on here. You don't have to be quiet. Nobody's gonna yell at you. Was that on purpose? You didn't have to be loud either. Okay, now for the finishing touch. I like to just take these and just put little plops of roast beast. My brother's on a call right now, so should have this done about the time he gets off the call. Load it up. Ranch seasoning over there. There's a big ranch. Can you grab that for me? That's my finishing touch.
I think you missed.
Okay, and then the ranch. Put a little sprinkle, little razzle dazzle of ranch on top there. Ooh, yeah. Okay.
Using the sprinkle hole.
The sprinkle hole.
So they actually have a larger sprinkle hole.
Okay, I'm just gonna tuck that sandwich right there in my pocket and we'll head out to the grill. Hey, Boston.
Yeah.
Can you get that thermal pen, please? We're right back to where we started, same grill. I put the pizza oven in it. While we wait, finish off our sandwich. See how well that worked out?
Perfect. Thank goodness you had your pockets.
I usually do 2 sandwiches just because 1 is none and 2 is 1 because
What?
you never know when you need a second sandwich.
You also have 2 pockets. Well, you have 3. What are you going to put in the third one?
I'll put,
Just fill it with barbecue.
yeah. Oh yeah, getting a little brown action. It's getting kind of brown over there, but I just gotta spin it a couple times to get it cooked evenly. And I can even pick it up and get it up there where it's really gonna be hot. This is one of my favorite things to do, like on a Friday night. On a Friday night, I'll make a couple different homemade pizzas, come out and do this. The top of this pizza oven is where the heat wraps around, so if I really wanna get some heat on the top, I just hold it up here. Not quite there yet, a little longer.
It smells like a summer barbecue.
Yeah, it's amazing. What do you think?
That looks pretty good to me.
Okay.
It smells even better.
What do you have to say today?
What?
What do you have to say today?
Didn't pay for them.
This is
number 2.
it's actually number 3 if you count Boston's, but I can't deal with out a backup sandwich.
You should have made this one before so you could use both pockets. See how fast you can draw them out of your holsters.
Okay, Boston. Now don't touch this sandwich. This is for looks only. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's cut up this pizza, shall we? Are you a half sandwich or a diagonal sandwich?
Diagonal.
Yeah, I'm a diagonal sandwich as well. There's the sandwich.
Half is only allowed for peanut butter and jellies.
Yeah, I'll go with that. Boston, are you gonna try this pizza? It's got peppers and onions and stuff. You don't have to if you don't want to. Why don't you go get your Uncle Seth, would you? See if he'll come up here. I'll just wait till he gets up here.
Boston came back and said there's pizza. We were on a call. Sorry I missed so much of this.
I got a sandwich and pizza. So
man.
I've already had the.
Come on, guys. Get over here. Jared, Dan, get in here.
Let's give it a shot.
Scott,
It's a
looks like-
steak Alfredo pizza.
Oh. Wow.
Oh, thanks to that young man right
Thank
there.
you. Awesome.
He doesn't want the pizza.
Oh, get over here.
He had a sandwich already.
Throw a little bit here in the middle.
You know?
Not bad, huh?
No wonder you've been messaging us about this.
There's the undercarriage.
That's amazing.
All right, there you have it. Thanks to this young man. There's your roast beast.
Hold on. What's this?
That's my backup sandwich. Well, that's my backup sandwich.
It's back
You mean you can get a delicious?
Okay, I mean,
You can get a delicious.
this was yours? This is gonna taste even better now.
You can get a delicious burger with this
real
deal. Does anybody know what I'm talking
There's
about?
a burger element to this?
There's a burger element to this.
You're saying I could get this, these delicious fries? No. But there's also a burger element to this?
There you have it. The roast beast turned out awesome thanks to this guy. Recipe, everything you need, beardedbutchers.com. Again, thank you for watching the videos. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time.
Amazing.